President Zelensky said that he was watching with the rest of the world as you made this order to go and capture Nicolas Maduro. And he said, if that's how it works with dictators, then the United States knows what to do next. Sounds like he wants you to go and capture Vladimir Putin. Would you ever order a mission to go and capture Vladimir Putin?
Well, I don't think it's going to be necessary. I think we're going to have I've always had a great relationship with him. I'm very disappointed. I settled 8 wars. I thought this would be in the middle of the pack or maybe one of the easier ones. Right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay? I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
This is my video update on this Saturday afternoon, January the 10th, coming to you from Limassol, Cyprus. Let's talk about some news. And let's start things off with Davos and the World Economic Forum, which is going to take place on January the 19th to January the 23rd. Now, why am I bringing up Davos? Because U.S. President Donald Trump and President Zelensky will be meeting in Davos, and they are going to sign, according to various reports, starting off with the UK Telegraph, they are going to sign an $800 billion prosperity package. An $800 billion investment into Ukraine over 10 years. Now, Zelensky was supposed to travel to D.C. next week, and he was going to talk about this $800 billion prosperity package with Trump in the United States. But the European leaders, according to the Telegraph, they talked Zelensky out of traveling to the United States. Don't go to the Oval Office, they told the Green Goblin, and just meet Trump in Davos at the WEF. And so there you have it. Zelensky, Trump, allegedly, they are going to sign an $800 billion prosperity package over 10 years, according to the Telegraph. U.S. and Ukraine to sign $800 billion reconstruction deal. Trump and Zelensky to conclude post-war prosperity agreement and security guarantees in Davos. I have not seen the White House confirm the amount, the $800 billion, but I do remember Steve Witkoff in Paris saying that the United States and Ukraine have pretty much finalized some sort of a reconstruction prosperity package. So America first marches on. America first marches on. $800 billion to Ukraine, but it's over 10 years. So it's not $800 billion all at once. They're going to need some time to get all the money that has gone into the washing machine known as Ukraine to get all that money out. So give it 10 years. The washing machine is not so quick. It needs time to spin and spin and spin. Anyway, that is the news, courtesy of the UK Telegraph. And we are also getting some more investment news with regards to Ukraine and Trump. The news is that one of Trump's buddies, a billionaire named Ronald Lauder, is that Estee Lauder? Lauder? I don't know. Maybe that has to do with the makeup company. But anyway, Ronald Lauder is going to, I'm probably wrong about that. He's going to invest in lithium deposits in Ukraine. The tender to develop Ukraine's largest lithium deposit, Dobraya, in the Kirovograd region was won by Trump's friend, billionaire Ronald Lauder. Yes, the same one who suggested the U.S. president the idea of acquiring Greenland. This is reported by the New York Times. So the New York Times is reporting this. He's the one that told Trump about Greenland, and he is also going to be developing the largest lithium deposits in Ukraine. We'll see what Russia and the Russian military have to say about that one, but for the time being, we are getting a lot of investment into Ukraine. Even before the conflict ends, before we have any type of an agreement, a peace plan, or a capitulation, we already have hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars from the United States and the Trump White House pouring into Project Ukraine. So, speaking of big investments, big money going into various countries, not named the United States of America, Trump had a meeting with the big oil companies, big oil, the oligarchs of big oil at the White House. And this is our main story for today, the meeting with all of the big oil execs. The U.S. oligarchy, that's what we saw yesterday. All at one table. All we needed was big tech. If we had big tech there and big pharma, big tech, big pharma, we had big oil, we would have seen who really runs the United States. But the main topic of yesterday's meeting was Venezuela. Of course, it was Venezuela. But Trump talked about other foreign policy issues as well. He said that President Putin is not afraid of Europe, but he is afraid of the United States, or at least the United States under Trump. He wasn't afraid of the United States under Biden, but he is afraid of the United States under Trump, not so afraid of Europe. I don't know how true that is, but according to Trump, Russia fears him. They fear him. So, Peter Doocy of Fox News asked Trump if he was going to kidnap Putin. Right, that's the question. That's the question from Peter Doocy. Actually, I'll add some more context to his question. He said that Zelensky brought up the suggestion after you captured, let's not say kidnap, because the U.S. State Department has told the BBC not to use the word kidnap, to use the word captured. So I'll go along with the State Department guidelines and I will say captured. When the Trump administration captured Maduro, Zelensky suggested doing the same to Putin, and that was Peter Doocy's question. Zelensky suggested that you go capture Putin. Are you going to capture Putin, President Trump? And Trump said, I don't think that's going to be necessary. And then he said, what a great relationship I have with Putin. I've always had a great relationship with Putin, but I've also been disappointed with Putin, so he said that as well. I've had a great relationship with him, but I've also been disappointed with him. I like him, but I don't like him. Sometimes I like him. Other days I don't like him. If you like this video, hit that like button. Also, share this video, and why not subscribe to this channel? Give this channel a subscription. And let's move on. So that was what Trump said about Russia at this oligarch, this oil oligarch meeting. And Trump also said, when it comes to Russia and China, that they want to take over Greenland. And that is why the United States has to take Greenland. Because if the United States doesn't take Greenland, according to the U.S. president, Russia and China will take Greenland. And then Trump said that the United States does not want Russia and China as neighbors. And there was no reporter in the room, none of Trump's White House staff, Rubio sitting next to him. No one to tell the U.S. president, Mr. President, you're saying that you don't want Russia and China as neighbors, but we're already neighbors with Russia. You know, Alaska, where you met Putin about 6 months ago, the Bering Straits, the suggestion of building a tunnel, all that stuff, you know, we're kind of already neighbors with Russia. So the whole neighbors thing, the Greenland, we got to take Greenland because we don't want Russia and China to be neighbors. Yeah, that's not true. Obviously, that's not true. But in his statement, in his confession, you have projection, right? Confession through projection. Is that how the saying goes? And when Trump says that he doesn't want Russia and China to be neighbors of the United States, what he's really saying is that the United States wants to contain Russia. By taking Greenland, they want to contain Russia while moving closer and eventually going after China. That's what he really means with that statement. And of course, you do have a lot of rare earths and the Arctic. The Arctic is also another reason to try and take Greenland. But that's what he said about that. And then he got into Godfather mode. Godfather mode. Yeah, he said that we are going to take Greenland. We'll either do it the easy way or we will do it the hard way. I would like to make a deal. The easy way, if we don't do it the easy way, we are going to do it the hard way. I'm going to make Denmark an offer they can't refuse. I'm going to make Denmark an offer they can't refuse. So that statement from Trump has a lot of people talking. We'll take it the easy way, we'll do a deal the easy way, or we'll do a deal the hard way. Your choice, Denmark. He also said that with regards to Greenland, the fact that they landed on a boat there 500 years ago doesn't mean they own the land. Just because they've been there for 500 years or 1,000 years or 2,000 years doesn't mean that Greenlanders own the land. Exactly. Yes. Just because they've been there for 10,000 years doesn't mean they own the land. Absolutely. Trump said about Europe that it is changing. Europe has got to get its act together. I love Europe. I guess I came from Europe. Essentially, I have. My roots are in Europe. But Europe is a different place. They have to be very careful with their immigration policy. So he said that about Europe as well. And let's get into the reason that all the oil oligarchs were at this meeting, and that is Venezuela and all of the oil that they are going to take from Venezuela. The Trump administration believes that with Venezuela and with the oil in Venezuela, they will control 55% of all of the oil in the world. This is what they believe. Now, Chevron is in Venezuela, actually, and their statements at this meeting were optimistic, cautious, but optimistic. They believe with the right policies and with the support of the Trump administration, Trump would like the oil companies, the big oil companies, to invest $100 billion to begin with into Venezuela and the Venezuelan oil. That's a huge ask, but Chevron said with the right policies and the right support, perhaps the U.S. puts most of the $100 billion, the Trump administration puts most of the $100 billion into Venezuelan oil, then they feel they could triple or quadruple their output in Venezuela. Now, Exxon, the CEO of Exxon, he was not so optimistic. He was actually very, very negative and pessimistic with a diplomatic spin. He wasn't rude. or anything like that, but he made it clear that it is going to be very difficult to invest in Venezuela. Actually, the word that he used is uninvestable. That is what Venezuela is to the Exxon CEO. If you look at the commercial constructs, frameworks in place in Venezuela today, it's uninvestable. Significant changes have to be made to these frameworks, the legal system. There has to be durable investment protections and change to the hydrocarbon laws. So Chevron is optimistic. They're operating in Venezuela. Exxon, not so much. And there was a point during the meeting when Rubio passed a note to Trump, and I believe he wanted to tell Trump something, but not to make it public, so he passed a note to him, and Trump read out the note. And he read out the note aloud, and the note said, "Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. So forget about Exxon and all the negativity. Go back to Chevron and all the positivity." Trump said that 30 million barrels of oil was given to us by Venezuela, and we want to thank Venezuela for that. And Rubio said that everything Venezuela purchases with the money they earn from oil will be bought from America. That includes everything from equipment for the oil industry to food to medicine and everything in between. And I believe the president of Venezuela, the acting president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, will be making a trip to the United States. At least that's what I've read. There will be some sort of trip to the United States, and there actually is a diplomatic team, U.S. officials in Caracas, and they're reestablishing diplomatic relations and an embassy. And Trump also said that he's going to work with Congress to begin to roll back all of the sanctions. And so the United States the Trump administration is going to take the oil. They're thanking Venezuela for the oil. They're taking it. They're then going to give whatever money from the sale of the oil to Venezuela. They're going to decide what money they're going to give to Venezuela, and then Venezuela is going to use whatever money the United States gives them from the sale of the oil to exclusively purchase U.S. products. I'm not speaking well today. So then we move on to Iran. And the situation is still very tense in Iran. Some people claim there are no internet blackouts, or at least not throughout the country. Other reports claim there are internet blackouts. I can't speak to that. The reports that I've read, and actually the charts and the data that monitor internet usage show that there are internet blackouts in Iran, but there are various social media accounts which claim that there are not internet blackouts, at least not throughout the entirety of Iran. Iran is a huge country. We're talking about 90 million people. So there is a lot of talk about Starlink access and the protesters, or at least the NGOs and the think tanks and the foreign agents that are leading these protests. They are thanking Elon Musk and Starlink because they feel like they have a monopoly now on the information that can get out to the world with regards to Iran. So Elon Musk, he is pushing for a collapse of the Iranian government. And he even removed the Iranian flag from the official accounts of Khamenei, and he replaced it with the Shah, with the monarchy, the monarchist flag. Can you believe that? That's pretty messed up. That is pretty messed up for X and Musk to do such a thing. And Khamenei in his profile on the web, I don't think you can do it from the mobile app, but on the web, he went into his profile, his team went into his profile, and they removed the monarchist flag that X had placed next to his profile. That's messed up, man. That is messed up. Elon should just stay out of this, to be quite honest. He really should stay out of this. But he's not. He is not. He is pushing for regime change. So the exiled prince, Reza Pahlavi, he is calling on Trump to intervene in Iran. He is posting stuff every day on social media and writing all kinds of letters. One flip-flop. Where is the other flip-flop? One flip-flop. So he's posting stuff on social media every day. He's writing letters to U.S. President Trump, and he is calling on Trump to strike now. Strike now and topple the government. That is what he is asking of President Trump. That is Reza Pahlavi. And Trump, at the meeting of the oil oligarchs, he once again said that if Iranian leaders shoot the protesters, then all hell is going to break loose. That is what he said. He keeps on saying that, and the fact that he keeps on saying that leads me to believe that something is being prepared for some sort of a false flag with regards to the protesters, and that will be the reason for Trump to launch some sort of a strike against. Now here's the flip-flop. There it is. There it is. All right. Okay, so we have one flip-flop there and one flip-flop over there. What happened? What happened? So that's what's going on here. He keeps on repeating that line. If protesters are shot, if something happens to protesters, then the United States is going to act, and the Iranian regime will suffer. They're going to, all hell's going to break loose, or they'll pay very, very dearly if they go after protesters, whatever Trump is saying. But something's being planned. Something is being cooked up. So the UK, they are going to invest £200 million for deploying troops to Ukraine in preparation of a ceasefire. Another $200 million into Project Ukraine from the UK. It's about $270 million, 200 million pounds, right? UK accelerates 200 million of funding for deployment to Ukraine as air defense support stepped up. UK is now accelerating 200 million to equip UK armed forces with new kit to be ready to deploy as part of the multinational force for Ukraine. The defense minister, Healy, he said, and I quote, "We are surging investment into our preparations following the Prime Minister's announcement this week, ensuring that Britain's armed forces are ready to deploy and lead the multinational force to Ukraine, because a secure Ukraine means a secure UK." Yeah. A secure Ukraine means a secure UK. It's true, because you got to secure the UK border with Ukraine. Healy is absolutely right on that. It's very important to secure the UK's border with Ukraine, because if Russia wins in Ukraine, then they're right up on the UK's border, and that's trouble for the United Kingdom. Big trouble for the United Kingdom. So Healy is absolutely right about that. More money into the washing machine as it goes round and round and round. But in about 10 days, the Green Goblin may be getting a very big payday in Davos. Very big payday. America first, everybody. 800 billion, America first. That's right. Trump is taking care of Ukraine. He's taking care of Venezuela. He's going to take care of Greenland. He wants to take Iran, wants to take care of Iran. He's taking care of a lot of places all around the world, or is trying to deal with a lot of places all around the world. Too bad he's not putting the same energy at home, or the same investment, or the same money at home, actually. How about 800 billion for the United States over 10 years in infrastructure, or in education, or in whatever? So let's do a clown world, and we can wrap up this Saturday video. And this clown world is courtesy of Justin Trudeau. He is back. He is back and in love with Katy Perry. Those two are quite the couple. They're making fireworks. They are making fireworks. Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau. I believe this photo was published a day or two ago. Maybe it's an older photo, but this picture of Trudeau and Perry popped up on various social media accounts, and everyone is having fun with this picture of Trudeau and Katy Perry. So I figured, why not join in on the Trudeau fun? So one person, actually, one account on X, put out a pretty smart statement with regards to Trudeau. A very smart observation when it comes to Justin. And this is coming from the account of Michael Spiker, who said, "You have kind of got to respect Justin Trudeau's career. Generational run, to be honest. 1994 to 1998, snowboard instructor. 1998 to 2002, substitute teacher. 2002 to 2008, CBC radio host and actor. 2013 to 2025, personally handicapped the economy of a G7 nation. 2025 to current, Katy Perry's boyfriend." I think Michael Spiker nailed it. I think he nailed it when it comes to Justin Trudeau. He was a substitute drama teacher, wasn't he? I had no idea that he was a CBC radio host and an actor. Yeah, he was an actor. Yeah, he was a CBC radio host, though. I didn't know that either. Then he ruined the economy of Canada. He ruined Canada for over 10 years. And then he's dating Katy Perry. Yeah, I would say he's on a generational run. No doubt about it. Absolutely. Absolutely. He left one thing out, though, in this post. He left one thing out. Best buddies with Olaf Scholz. He left that one out. Best buddies with Pirate Schultz. That's got to be on the list. Justin, you really are not that much of an idiot, actually. You're quite smart. You're on a generational run, Justin. Thank you, Olaf. I knew you'd come around. You're on a generational run, Trudeau. I've never seen anything like it. Thank you, Pirate Schultz. So that is the clown world. I will end the video there. Duran.locals.com. Look for us on X, on Telegram, and on Rumble. You can also find us on Substack as well. I will see everybody tomorrow. Take care.